Well, hi everyone, it's Isabella here and welcome back to the channel. All right, y'all, we are coming back full circle here today. You guys are clicking on this thumbnail because you're very curious about the Pearl TikTok lives, okay? Now, some of you guys might be like, oh my God, wait a minute, I've seen this video before. This topic has been covered before. I covered this last year, alrighty? I think it was like a little less than a year ago, I decided to cover a lot of TikTok scams because I was really fascinated with it. And it essentially led me to fall down a rabbit hole of a bunch of unethical shit going on TikTok. And with that, there's many topics that I wanted to kind of circle back on because one, I feel like I'm better with my content now. I can provide more insight and discuss it further. Two, there's been many changes when it comes to several topics that I've covered that I want to kind of dive in further because of course there's new updates. And just overall, I love talking about really fun things like this. Pearl TikTok lives has been a very fascinating thing for me. And I'm just like, okay, I want to get into this again with you all. Now, some of you guys are clicking because you're fascinated and simply just confused by it all. Do not worry, we're going to break it down here. But first of all, let's get into some of the basics. Before we hop into today's video, don't forget to hit that thumbs up button, subscribe to the channel, and click the bell button down below so that way you'll be notified of all my videos I post, as I cover a wide variety of commentary when it comes to scams, TikTok scams, and honestly, just quite frankly, my channel falls under, oh, that's fucking sketchy, and then I cover it. So my merch, my second channel, podcast, Instagram, and TikTok are in the description below if you guys want to hang out with me more. And yeah, without further ado, let's get into it. All right, guys, let's first of all get into what is Pearl TikToks, these lives going on. Let's break down what the hell is going on first of all. Essentially, Pearl TikTok lives are this entire phenomenon that I've been seeing pop up everywhere where there's individuals who are sitting down and shucking pearls. Now, this is something that really fascinated me literally almost a year ago because I kept seeing them on my For You page as I started kind of falling down the rabbit hole of like the lives. You know how like sometimes it's like really late at night and you're kind of scrolling and you like fall down weird rabbit holes. Like, you know, like the people that like, what is it? The YouTube channels that build homes out of literally any like genuine resources around them. It's really fascinating. Or like the pimple popping videos at like 2 a.m. That's when I know I need to go to bed. Anyways, the Pearl TikTok lives were what was popping up for me. And I was like, oh my God, this is so fascinating. So from what it appears is you get onto a live and you're able to purchase something from the individual who is creating a live. When you do that, they are shucking the pearls for you and are pulling out a item or some kind of something that is what you got from your purchase. It's a little bit confusing. So like, for example, if I go into a website that whatever website is the individual who's hosting the live, if I go on and I'm able to order a pearl, then I'm able to, or however many, whatever the case may be, I'm able to see them shuck it live. And so the goal of it is kind of like how do I call it this? It's like a live claw machine, which I'm going to be honest, it's addicting. It's so fascinating. And I was literally staring at this live for like 20 minutes or so. She'll shuck the oyster, I believe, and there will be this really, really colorful pearl. And honestly, I think that's like super fascinating. I was like, okay, but you get one pearl, like what's the point of that? Well, there's other people who will purchase more because they want to create jewelry with it. Now, the end goal, sometimes they simply just want to watch it and it's fun and they get a pearl. Some people genuinely want to build jewelry with it. There's kind of like different goals, company, person, you name it. And honestly, quite frankly, there's a wide variety of companies and like angles of this entire Pearl TikTok. So for example, there could be a person just like, again, a very random person who started with a multi-level marketing company that is selling you pearls and that's the way. Or there's other like legit businesses who shuck pearls for fun and that's how they do it as well. Or again, there's just some people who like don't even sell you anything and like they're just doing it on live just for shits and giggles. Okay. So I was so fascinated with this. And the last time I covered it, it was a little bit brief, but now I want to dive into why this is so weird and how there's so much sketchy shit that's going on behind scenes with these pearl lives. Okay. So one of the big things that I want to talk about is the overall production of the pearls itself. So this is something that I've seen across the board with everyone, whether it's like a multi-level marketing angle, like, you know, the Arbonne, Avon, Mary Kay, like Monet, those kinds of companies, you know what I mean? Or just someone that's like just regularly selling you something on a live or just for fun. A lot of times we see these freshwater pearls or these very, very colorful pearls being marketed off to the viewer, and it's supposed to be like something that they might be interested in purchasing. Now, with the uptick in TikTok Shop, which is another topic I'm going to be covering in a different video, it's more accessible now than it was 6 months ago for people to purchase things very quickly and directly from the creator of of the live. So it's almost like an instant gratification that people will purchase these types of colorful pearls. However, not many people really understand and comprehend that what they're purchasing is, quite frankly, a load of bullshit. So when it comes to a lot of these pearls, and what we usually see is these pearls are in very unrealistic and unnatural colors. When we see a lot of pearls, I'll pop up some images over here, like actually natural pearls are going to fall into colors like this. Whereas we see these like insane like fuchsia pink pearls, it's like definitely not natural. And I actually did a little bit more digging and started realizing that there was a lot more going on with these pearls and how they're made. It's bad. Okay. So from what I was able to dig into is there's many times, and this is kind of really depend on the company, but there's many different companies out there that will essentially try and inject the oyster and create a colorful pearl. And a lot of people have a really big issue with that because it's unethical and just not something that should be happening, period. And honestly, I understand that completely because now it comes into an entire ethics issue with how the pearls are created and how that could be considered very inhumane. Another thing that some people have been really fascinated with is the idea that, again, this is all alleged, some pearls have been allegedly shoved into these oysters. They're just other pearls that are artificially created outside, but they're shoved back into the oyster. They could be shucked on live. That's another thing that's actually really problematic too, is that it's not even like an actual legit experience. And it's overall just kind of like a fake concept being shoved to a lot of viewers thinking that they're getting something like super rare and unique when it's completely bullshit stuff that you can quite frankly purchase off of Amazon. And a lot of these companies are actually kind of marketing it off to you as a way of something that's like super unique and rare. And the way that they are, from what I've personally seen and dug into with several different companies, is they make it and appear to be more rare. They allegedly make it more rare because they have less accessible with purchasing. So for example, you know how there's those candles where you can find rings inside of them if you burn them long enough, and then you can pull the ring out, and the ring might be like something you'd pull out of a vending machine, or you might have the chance of getting a ring that's worth a lot of money. It's kind of the same concept where they may have just a few of the super rare colors, and then they have a wide variety of the more common colors. And so your goal is to essentially get the more rare ones because that's better. Even though if we actually really look into it, the hierarchy of if they're rare or not was genuinely created by the company. It's not even like it's actually worth your while in any way. Now, here's the next little extension that I want to talk about with this whole pearl TikTok is there's honestly an option for possibly getting scammed in multiple ways through this entire little section of the internet. We're going to be shucking through some of the scams tonight. That was a really bad pun. Okay. So starting off with one of the first possibilities of scams is unethical companies that genuinely don't have any good reputation. A big thing that I'm going to be talking about in the future with TikTok Shop is a problem where there's a lot of unregulated companies that are kind of popping up to you, and they aren't something that have like really good reviews, for example, and they're kind of like a becoming like a new Shein or Temu, right? There's a lot of just cheap shit on there. And so a lot of people might want to purchase, but they're purchasing wildly expensive bullshit pearls and options for you, and they're not worth it. Or for sometimes with some of these companies, and again, this is just what I've seen with other people's reviews and experiences, is I could, let's say, purchase from one of these companies, but do I really know if I'm actually going to be receiving the product? Like, this is a random company that I don't even know of. I can't really find their Instagram of, and it has kind of a sketchy website. Am I actually going to get what I ordered, or am I just giving money to somebody and I will never see that item again? And also sometimes with TikTok Shop, it's a little bit harder from what I've personally seen to make sure that I get an item. So there's that. And additionally, with the same concept of the jewelry that will come with some of these pearls, is some of the jewelry that's being sold off to you is genuinely cheap shit. Like, I'm not even kidding. It's stuff that's going to tarnish, but it's being sold to you as something that is of higher value. When again, if you dropped a couple dollars on it, that would be how much it was actually valued, because it's going to tarnish, it's going to get gross, and it's not even worth your time or money for that matter. But there's some places that will charge a pretty damn high amount for what you're getting, but it's not even worth your time. You see what I'm saying? Now, an additional problem that I've noticed when it comes to these TikTok pearl lives is the multi-level marketing aspect, which I have kind of briefly mentioned throughout this entire video. So now this is where I have talked a lot about scams on my channel before, is multi-level marketing companies, also known as MLMs. Now, these companies are really sneaky, and a lot of TikTok lives I've started finding are very sneaky because some of them are connected to a multi-level marketing company, but we have literally no idea. Again, very quick preface for those of you who don't know, a multi-level marketing company, also known as an MLM, is essentially a company where you join with a starter kit and you can start selling the items that the company, has available to sell, or you recruit. The problem is a huge aspect of a lot of multi-level marketing companies is recruiting people into a system, because there's more benefits usually, depending on the company. And I'm going to dive into in another video. If recruiting someone into the company is heavily pushed by a lot of these MLMs. And also additionally, it's more incentivized if you were someone who's joined the company and not actually necessarily selling an item. The incentives are usually higher if you recruit people and have a team and a downline instead of selling products. Now, again, this is going to vary per MLM, but according to the data that we see, majority of people in these companies make no money or lose money. And that's why I have a personal hate for it. Again, the FTC literally backs me up on this kind of stuff. It's a serious problem. No matter how hard you work, you still can lose a lot of money, and most people don't make any money, period. And a lot of people don't know that. So when they see these individuals that are actually selling you this product, you kind of get sucked into the lives, because they are, quite frankly, addicting to watch. Like, that's one thing I can't deny. They are super addicting. And so some people get really connected and want to be a part of it. And then sometimes some of these individuals in the lives will kind of slip in of, oh, you can do this too. You can join me as well. And a lot of people, seeing how fun it is and how engaging the lives are, they want to do it as well. But the problem is a lot of people are setting themselves up for failure, because they're going to end up losing a lot more money when it comes to the investing. And a lot of people aren't really that equipped to sell items on TikTok or social media for the matter, because they don't have an audience or don't know how to grow and have an audience for that matter. And many people don't even know at all what they're doing and know what a lot of MLMs actually have in store for them, which many times is a very problematic reality of constantly recruiting people and not making any money. Now, a really good example of this actually is a previous video that I did make. Now, Again, I'm so sorry. A serious heads up. Some of these previous videos that I will direct y'all to, it was before I moved. I didn't have a good mic setup. I had some mic issues, like all that shit. Okay, so my quality is not as good. So I'm very, very sorry. I always have to apologize for that, because I hate when my videos aren't perfect. Okay, I'm sorry. But in that case, this video over here, I actually reacted to a TikTok creator that was talking about how to get involved in some of these companies and some of the things that she was encouraging people to do to actually join the said Pearl MLM company, which was very problematic. There was encouraging of buying followers so that way you could be able to go on TikTok live. There was encouragement of buying other things as well. And why I'm bringing this up is because a lot of people, when they watch these lives, they don't realize that the MLMs not only have an investment that you have to pay, which is usually a starter kit, but sometimes there are monthly fees, and sometimes uplines or the individual that recruited you in will have other requirements and things they'll tell you to do so you can make money. Problem is most people don't make money, and even if they do, it's still a couple $100s down the drain, which most people don't want to. And the reason why I'm saying this is because a lot of people do fall for it. Again, I know some people are like, well, you don't have to do it. It's really not that deep. Like, you could just be smart up. No. It's really easy to fall for a scam. Shit happens, but that's literally why I'm talking about this, because it's so easy and it's a simple pipeline that leads into some serious problematic things. Now, another last minute thing I do want to talk about when it comes to a lot of these TikTok Pearl lives is how they're kind of changing the way that they're marketing this off. And what TikTok lives in the MLM industry is they're kind of switching up the way that they participate and make the lives more interesting. And that's now when we're switching over to the fizzing. So this is actually another topic that I've covered previously, is the ring bomb parties, that I'm going to cover that again here soon. Oh my God. Again, let me give you another backstory. Ring Bomb Party is another multi-level marketing company, and they are like concept and connected to a multi-level marketing company where they have these like bath bomb looking things. You drop it into a bowl of water on live and you're able to show like jewelry and things like that. The goal is to, again, get like a diamond or some kind of like highly valued gem of that kind. And it's very addicting live as well. The Pearl companies are apparently hopping onto the same exact concept. Now they're offering the same thing for their pearls. So now not only do you have it to where you can shuck pearls, which that probably smells like absolute straight ass, but you can also now do the fizzing where you drop it in. And this is a new way that people have no idea about. So now people can look at the shucking, but you might even come across a live that's similar where it's the fizz bombs that they're doing. And again, it's the same MLM and sketchy company that I don't want you to participate from. They're rebranding it in a way to where it's more fascinating and a new new eye-catching thing for you. Now, I know some of you guys might be like, okay, but what's really the problem? What if I don't join the MLM? The reason why I'm trying to bring awareness to you is about it with the MLM side is if you keep purchasing from some of these companies, it's not exactly benefiting an individual when it comes to the small business, and you honestly might be getting a lot of cheap products and not something that's really worth your money. For example, if I purchase from someone who's in an MLM and they're statistically not going to make any money, I'm only essentially boosting their hopes up a little bit and boosting the delusion. I'm not actually genuinely helping them to begin with. And then additionally, with me ordering, I don't really have a good chance it's going to be genuinely quality. Now, yes, I know a lot of these websites are like, it's quality, it's great, this is like craftsmanship right here. But in all reality, a lot of it is overpriced junk, and it's genuinely just that high that you get from seeing somebody open something for you on live, whether they drop it into a water and they open it up, or they shuck a damn pearl or shuck an oyster. You get what the hell I'm saying. It's the same concept over and over again. And most of the time, it's not even worth it. Now, when it comes to shopping for jewelry or looking at pearls, you can find many, and I mean like many reputable sites where you can get pearls that are actually fun, that are actually of quality, and you can also get jewelry that is actually of quality. There are so many places that you can again, a simple Google search, and you can find many wonderful places. Now, sure, they're not going to open it to you live, but you're able to actually guarantee more quality instead of having a random person do it for you, and it might get damaged. It might be from a sketchy company. You never know, or it might be attached to an MLM. Like the possibilities are endless with these. Now, before we actually close out today's video, I do want to show you guys a couple examples of what we're talking about with this, because I want to like actually show you a good example of what a live is going to look like, so that way you know what I'm talking about and kind of know what to look for.
Let me write this on here so I don't forget what we did. All right, so you have any colors that you're really hoping it is tonight? All right, let's get you a good one. Purple. Oh, he wants purple too. All right, here we go. Here's our oyster. Let's see if we can get some good crunchies for Rick. Here, crunchies are when it's kind of like this ASMR noise. When I roll the top, you can hear it. Ready? That's pretty good. It's not enough to be a whole lot, but all right. Let's see what we get. Oh, look at all those purples. Thank you, Paige, for the follow. Ooh, look at that blue. And your size is a 7. Look at that. Isn't that so pretty? Next, you get to choose a pearl drop. So we have orange, pink, cream, and yellow. What would you like? Doesn't mean that's the color that's going to be in the pearl. This is just one to pick to get to do. Hey, Carrie. I am great. How are you? Orange. Okay. I live in Southeast Texas. What about you? All right, here we go. Drop, drop, fizz, fizz. Can't wait to see what this is. Come on. Purple or jewelry, huh? Be one of these hard ones. Alexa, skip. There we go. That's a little better. I know this one. Hey, welcome, Aunt. Ooh. Sorry, we did not get you purple, but look at that green. That one is so pretty. Okay, this green is a 6.5. Look at those colors. Those are gorgeous.
Let's see. Come on. OMG. Let's see your lady dress. Oh, my lady mama. Oh, my baby mama. 3, 2, 1, bang. Woohoo. Wow. Let's see, guys. Flick. 3, 2, 1, bang. 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 Wow. Look at this. This is really nice. Dark rose gold color. Oh, even a demon purple. Come on. Have a look, guys. This is amazing colors for it. Amazing colors.
So that was just kind of an example of the first one being the MLM, and then the second one actually being another creator that I found on live that was just doing it. Now, again, I want to make a very, very obvious. I'm not trying to go after them. No one, please find these people's accounts and harass them or bother them. Like, that's never the goal. These were just random people that I found on my live and For You page that I was able to see that was showing examples of what I'm talking about. And all I gotta say is overall, with my final thoughts on this, I still think that this is really sketchy because most of them, from what I'm seeing, are are connected to an MLM, and that's not something that I think is good, and I don't think a lot of people are aware of. And additionally, from some of the prices and things that I'm seeing, I think that there is a higher chance of a possible scam or just sketchy thing. I mean, again, like I know some people are going to do whatever they want to do, right? If you really want to do it, go for it. I just want to talk about it overall and give my 2 cents and thoughts. I personally wouldn't do it because I feel like it's a waste of money. If you want actual good jewelry or pearls, I would recommend you look somewhere else. But again, that is completely up to you. I just want to talk about the very fascinating pearl TikTok lives that you guys are seeing and dive into it a little bit further with you. So that was it for today's video. Thank you guys so much for watching. And by the way, a huge thing that I want to say is I am going to be doing a new deep dive on Pearl Time, which is the main MLM that I have been seeing that is doing the pearl shucking and also the pearl drops. So that is an MLM that I'm going to be covering here very soon to thoroughly dive through the company again, new information that I found since the last time I covered them, and going over it all in general. I'm literally currently trying to get into a bunch of like Facebook groups and everything to get training and get all the access to see what people are talking about because I want to dive into it further. All right. So get ready and stay tuned for that. But yeah, thank you guys so much for watching. Don't forget to like, comment, share, and subscribe to the channel. And I will see you guys in the next video. Bye.